Time for the pre-stream, pal.
We're in the pre-cream.
We'll be going. You can officially talk in about 40 seconds. Oh.
Yeah. Oh, what the fuck? This is pissing me off. Yeah, I've been hunting forever and I can't find this motherfucker. Map is like fucking huge.
Live in 10 seconds. 7, 6, 5. Shit, I was way off. We're live.
Good fucking countdown.
I remember my first time counting in fucking elementary school with the rest of the class.
I'm pretty sure I learned how to count before I started school. But, yeah.
Well, would you like to introduce the podcast, good sir? Host guy.
I started reading at 3, in case you guys didn't know.
What?
Hmm?
Quick. I started reading at 3. Quick fun fact: I started preschool, and the first day of preschool, they bumped me to kindergarten because I was too smart. They said I was bored because I wasn't challenged.
Interessante.
Then
I don't give a.
Never cared about homework.
I don't give a fuck. Introduce the
Anyway.
podcast.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to gaming, talk, nerdism.
Yes, the
I am
commas
your
are there.
co-host. I am your co-host, Cass1187, aka Dos Kevs, aka Kevin, or Kev, or Souls God, Call of Duty God, whatever you want to call me.
He's
Your
a Souls
host
God.
and
Fucking Souls God.
the show owner, Connect127, aka Mike, if you hear us calling that.
Yep.
And also our other co-host, Artful Vengeance, aka John, if you hear us calling him that. Well,
AKA resident asshole.
yeah, that too. We're actually all assholes, so you must be an asshole if you're listening to us because you enjoy hearing assholes talk. And if you're an asshole, then we got love for you because deep down, everybody's an asshole. Real motherfuckers just ain't afraid to show it. So, with that being said, since Tanek apparently doesn't want to do any talking,
For the douchebags.
we are on episode 3 of this lovely podcast, and we hope that you guys will tune in and give it a listen while you're chilling, playing a game, eating your meat, whatever the fuck it is that you're doing. We hope that you're listening to us right now, because we like to have fun on this podcast, but it's also fun with the viewer or listener interaction. So there's a comments section right under this stream. As you can see, it'll be like a live chat, so I do not see Tanek tweeting anything. Nope, there it is. Thanks for tagging me.
Fuck, I forgot. I'm sorry. I meant to tag you guys. Shit, I'm sorry.
Let me type.
Hold on,
real
I'll
quick.
fix that shit. Hold on, I'll fix it
I'm
right
already
now.
sharing it.
I can fix it. Faggot.
Shut up.
Hold on.
Too late, man. I already tweeted it. So anyway,
Dick.
catch us while we're doing the show live, so we can have some fun chats. And we would love to hear your input on today's episode, because if you are here because you know Tanek through gaming, tonight we are having a couple debates on video games. Okay.
Here we go.
Just to give you a preview, we got Zelda Ocarina of Time versus Majora's Mask. And we know it's a great debate, and we know I'm gonna win.
Hey, Wolf,
Then
you
we
did come
have-
through. Thanks for coming.
What's up, Wolf? Then we got
Wolfpack.
then we got GoldenEye versus Nightfire. Now, granted, I don't think this is even comparable because they're on two different systems.
What was the
but
first one again?
Ocarina of Time versus Majora's Mask.
I can't
Ocarina
fucking
of
wait.
Time.
Now we have, like we said, GoldenEye versus Nightfire, which obviously you know I'm Team GoldenEye, which means we're gonna win. And we're going to debate the next blasphemous view on, or blasphemous stance on Mario 64 and its spot in the greatest games Hall of Fame.
What do
Many
you mean
people
blasphemous? My ass.
still to this day will say that Mario 64 is the greatest game ever made. However, I'm
No,
not
it's fucking
necessarily
not.
listen. I'm not necessarily of that opinion, but I have the opinion that it is one of the greatest games ever made, and definitely in the top tier of greatest games ever made. Tanek, on the other hand, thinks that it is foolish to even put it in the top 1,000.
I
Which
didn't
is
say that.
well, his reactions make you feel that way, so it's pretty fucking disrespectful. His view on this.
Yeah.
Before we get into the debates, though, ladies and gentlemen, if you've been following the YouTube news, then you know that two of your favorite YouTubers just got busted and exposed. And Tanek is going to fill you in on that because Tanek is very, very, very upset at the haters who made this happen. The haters are responsible in Tanek's eyes, and he's going to break it down and tell you why, and then we're going to give our reactions.
The haters that tied his hands behind his back and pushed his head into the keyboard to force him to open a website and illegally gamble.
Oh my God, that is not the case. That is, oh my
And
goodness.
the best part is, they own the fucking site!
And he's white. I love it.
I bet you didn't see that twist coming.
Represent my people. Steal from everyone. I love it.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God. All right. Okay. Before I even start talking about this, I just want to say my prayers to both T Martin and Pro Syndicate because what they're going through right now is hellish. Now, I'm not going to sit here and
prayers to them.
shut up.
Prayers to those crooks.
What do you?
Did
Oh.
you wish? Did you... Hold up. Time the fuck out real quick. Real fucking quick. Did you send prayers to fucking the terrorists who fucking did the Boston marathon bombing when they went to jail or got caught? Did you send prayers to Martha Stewart when she got busted for whatever the fuck she was doing and had to serve some jail time? Did you send prayers for any of these motherfuckers that broke the law? Hell no. You know why? Because they should have fucking knew better. So it's not our fault, and it is not your responsibility to send prayers to those motherfuckers. Pray that you don't catch them in the street. Or no, actually, send a prayer thanking the Lord that you weren't involved in gambling on those websites, because if you would have found out that they stole money from you, you'd be fucking ready to kill them the next time you ever ran across them. So that's what you need to be sending a prayer for, not them. Fuck them. But go ahead, fill them in. I'm getting worked up. Fill them in.
Anyway, there's been a couple hate channels out there for a while now trying to just expose and trash. Oh my God, shut the fuck up. Trying to expose all these different COD YouTubers for all kinds of things. Now, what T Martin and Syndicate have done, if this is, actually the case, because neither of them have spoken on it, so I guess you can still say it's kind of a rumor. I don't know. But it's wrong. Illegal. Obviously, I get that. I get that. Owning a gambling site, not disclosing it in your videos, blah 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 blah. Okay, I understand that. Fine, but what the fuck are you laughing? What are you laughing about?
Fine, but Tenek, let me ask you a question.
Oh
Did you
my
watch
God.
the whole video that you sent us in the chat today?
That's why I sent it to you, of course.
So you're seeming to overlook the fact that people dug up that these motherfuckers and exposed these motherfuckers, and you're giving them a butt.
Dude,
butt
it's a
gives them
bashing
pass.
channel.
Dude, it is a bashing channel. You guys should see half of these faggots, man. Oh my God.
Okay, I get that. I get your distaste for them. However, you cannot argue the facts that were presented. You can't argue. How can you stand up for somebody who tried to start backdating all his videos and going in there and adding disclosures this week, whereas they weren't there for however many years or months that they were up originally? How do you defend a motherfucker who said, "Oh, I always said that we were affiliated." But yet, the first time he ever posted about this website, he said, "Hey guys, so a friend of mine, a buddy of mine, kept hitting me up, telling me to check out this website. So I did, and I gambled for some skins, and I won $69. The pot was small, but it was a great feeling to win that." That doesn't sound like somebody who is affiliated with a website, aka own the website. How do you defend that? How do you defend an owner of a website pretending that he was put onto it by another person when this owner gets a cut of every fucking transaction that happens, every gambling pool, every sale, they get a cut. They're making money off of all these motherfuckers. How do you know that they're not fixing the fucking results either? He said he won 13K in a pool.
Yo,
The
what's good,
owner of the
Jerry? Thank you for
website.
coming through.
Who?
Jerry, another one of my guild
What up,
members.
Jerry? How you doing, man? Thank you for tuning in. We're having a heated discussion right
Yeah,
now.
and Wolf, you're right. He does have a point.
Woo! One
Oh
more
my
for the wolf pack. Ow!
Like, I just don't understand how you continue to keep these people as your heroes even after they've been proven to be pieces of shit.
It's not that they're my heroes, man. It's just that fucking.
They are
No, they're not.
your heroes. Okay.
They're not. They're not. They're not my heroes.
Anybody watching this stream right now, go fucking scroll through to next Twitter feed. See how many T Martin videos, how many Faze, how many fucking all these famous YouTubers. Tell this motherfucker that they're his heroes, and then tell him to
this
shut the fuck up.
motherfucker. Beyond that, don't even scroll that far back. Let me tell you exactly where to scroll. Let me tell you right now.
Oh Lord.
First of all, go to his second tweet. I see all the BS going around about one of my favorite COD YouTubers, T Martin. My prayers to you, always have and always will have your back. So, Mike.
Mhm.
If I okay, because you didn't gamble on the site, I see that it doesn't necessarily affect you personally. But let's just say that I started something like this, and your family, a lot of people in your family, like to visit my website and play and gamble or whatever, and I was getting all the money, I was winning all the pots, or I was getting a cut off of every time they spent $1 on that website, and I never told anybody that owned it, and it came out and I was exposed. Are you still gonna have my back after that, or are you gonna be upset with me?
Alright, I get what you're saying. Alright, I'm gonna be a little upset. Yes, but dude, if there was an army of little hating faggots coming for you, you better believe I'd still have your back somewhat. Fuck that.
Somewhat.
God, I'm like I said in my
If
first
I stole
statement, dude.
money
I'm not
from you,
saying that these guys are right with what they did. They're wrong.
So
They're crooks.
why would you
Okay.
have their back in that situation? You don't think these
Because
people
what
are
they've been
mad?
going through prior and what led up to this was wrong. But okay, you know what? Fine. The hate channels, they did something good. They achieved something. Okay, they exposed a criminal matter going on. Yes, bravo. That's a good thing. But how they went about it is just bullshit. That's all I'm saying. It's not even necessarily that I'm trying to defend what they did. I'm just pissed about what they went through prior to this situation. There, if that makes any
21
sense.
hours ago, Connect said, since the planet wants to cry about an entrepreneur making a business decision,
It was 21 hours ago. It was still a rumor.
I can no longer like or comment on T Martin's vids. Thanks, haters. My point is, if you thought if it was just a rumor, that means you're fueling the fire by jumping to that conclusion that it was just because of the haters. If you personally got ripped off, Mike, and then you found out you knew a way you did some digging and you found out that you were being screwed, you wouldn't do the same thing?
Thank you, Wolf. That's all I'm saying. Thank you. But what did you say?
The fuck?
First of all, what did Wolf say?
She said,
Yeah,
still, the fact that they have a channel just to spit hate makes them no better.
No,
That's
I get that. I get that. However, what I'm asking Tanek is, if he found out that he was ripped off, and he was able to do digging on his own and find out that he was being ripped off unfairly by people and who weren't disclosing that they were the owner of the site, etc., etc., would he go? Would he do the same thing? Would he want to expose them?
if it was me personally.
You're just gonna send them a personal message and then hope that they answer you? They're just gonna ignore it. How else do you expose somebody who's that big? How does anybody across history, whether it be presidential figures, celebrities, anybody in general, people of power or of higher stature, so to say, in society, how else do you get somebody like that, the truth out of somebody like that? You have to expose them. What else can you do? It's always going to be one little person's word against one bigger person's word. Not saying they're a bigger person, but in society's eyes, you have 10 million viewers amongst or subscribers amongst the two of them. One was 7 on his own. So that's T. Martin, I believe. So you got 7 million people that look up to you. That automatically
it's gonna be hard to
elevates you.
disprove you.
Yeah, exactly. So it's your word against somebody who has 7 million people that love them. So of course you got to go and take more extreme measures, and you can't just come out with an accusation. You have to fucking go with the proof, and you got to throw it out there for everybody to see. How do you think
And make
anybody
1,000
ever gets
clickbait
exposed?
videos.
Yeah, how do you think anybody ever gets exposed? How do you think we ever learn about these crooked, corrupt government officials or whatever? People got to do the digging and let the dirt out.
Alright.
I understand hate channels in general. You don't like the bashing channels. Okay, I get that.
Right.
That's perfectly fine. But
Fucking asshole.
I'm just saying, in this situation here, the motherfuckers are wrong. I don't think they deserve any support. Truthfully, truth be told, I hope they have to do some kind of jail time.
Ouch.
Because why ouch? A motherfucker like me, you, Artful, we gotta get up, we gotta work. We can't just sit there and fucking make money doing nothing, and we don't think about ways to rip people off to make money. We're out here trying to make an honest living, and then you got motherfuckers who are getting ahead in the game who
Still trying to
build
cheat
up this,
money out of people.
Yeah, build up this lie and take advantage, abuse the power that they have with 7 million viewers, with 10 million total, and take advantage of it, and then tell everybody, oh, you should check this site out, blah, 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 blah. Where people are putting real money for fucking skins of a video game. And people are losing this money, and these motherfuckers are getting a cut every single time. And they're also winning all these pools. Nobody's that lucky. You fix shit so that you can win because you own the website. You deserve to be in fucking jail. And I hope they get raped. Hold me on that shit. I don't care. Fuck. Shit pisses me off.
Yeah, he's gonna be playing with some sticks in there, alright.
Yeah, exactly. It's one thing to steal from the rich and give to the poor, but you're stealing from the poor who made you rich.
Yep.
Alright.
Little,
You know, with that statement, with that statement, you win that one. Your last quote there. Alright.
It's just frustrating. It's just frustrating because we're all out here trying to do right, and then
These motherfuckers are
really
sucking the
shit.
people like us
people
dry.
to feel bad for them. And I get that he was one of your favorite YouTubers, or your favorite. I'm not sure, and I don't know most of these YouTubers, but I know bullshit. And that scenario is just that. So I truly hope that they pay for what they did, and I hope that they don't get off with just a slap on the wrist. I really don't, and I hope it starts by people unsubscribing to them.
Yeah, that's pretty much where it started. That's why I'm guessing that's why he privatized all their shit. I've noticed a massive decrease in subscribers on both channels and shit already.
Hey, that's what having a DSP.
Who's that?
Oh, this fucking fat piece of shit named Darkside Phil that was really popular when YouTube began, but then he just had a huge falling out, and his fans started realizing he was just a money grubbing piece of shit.
Hmm.
Like people only liked him because he sucked so bad at video games, so they loved fucking laughing at him because he was fucking retarded.
I
But
think I remember you telling me about that guy.
yeah, Afro makes fun of him all the time. It's great.
Yeah, yeah, I know
But
who you're talking about.
but yeah, I mean he had like I don't know maybe a mil, now he's down to like 100K because his whole following just dropped him.
And see, you got motherfuckers like Tanek here, who got a small channel trying to grow this shit by doing it the right way. Motherfucker, I would love for him to have 100K subscribers, but
Shit.
you know we don't have that, and you got people like that taking advantage of the people that they're getting to follow them.
Yep, and now that's becoming the trend is the bashing channels. Isn't what's his name? I've been hearing a lot about this a Leafy or something.
Oh,
He's been
Leafy?
bashing a lot of people. Yeah,
Yeah,
like
dude,
he just
Leafy's
made a
like
living out of bashing people.
Leafy's like a kingpin. That dude has almost 4 million subscribers and averages almost 1 million views per video. He's funny as shit though. Like I'm not gonna lie, I'm subscribed to him. I watch his shit all the time. Like that guy's legitimately funny. Like I'm gonna probably show you guys a few of his videos after this podcast is over.
But he's a basher, right?
He is, but his targets are always really. Oh boy, here we.
Wolf, you got
What a
every right to be mad at this motherfucker right now because he just took your point earlier and said, yeah, he hated the bashing channels, and he's out here admitting that he enjoys one of these bashing motherfuckers.
Dude,
well,
he's
hold on.
just.
Let me say something first
Okay.
about bashing channels, and it's something that I disagree with how society is transforming into this fucking thing where you say one bad thing about anybody and it's just fucking it's all up in arms. You know, I'm just so sick of fucking people being pussies and being like, "Oh my god, you called me a name on a video." Like, man the fuck up, shut the fuck up. And if you're really sorry about it or whatever, then apologize. But I'm just tired of the sensitivity and the fucking pussiness of people lately. Hate it. Like, grow the fuck up. Oh my god, you talked about me on the internet. Alright, nerd, shut your fucking mouth. What are you gonna do? Just shut the fuck up.
I love saying nerd.
Holy shit. Like, if you don't like getting bashed, then fucking make a bashing video back.
Exactly. Stand
Fucking
up for
man
this
up.
shit. You know, you motherfuckers would love if people more. I think these YouTubers who don't like the bashing ones that bash them, I think they would get more people to love them if they were just like fuck it and responded every once in a while. Not every time. You don't want to make your focus
Yeah.
responding to dickheads, but if you just was like fuck that and fucking went at them and talk the shit just like we're talking the shit right now. People like that. People want to hear that.
People want to see you defend yourself factually and also destroy anybody that's going to oppose what you're putting up. And that's the only way. I mean, human nature revolves around conflict, and if you can't defend yourself, then you shouldn't be putting yourself out there publicly in the first place.
Exactly.
Interesting. Yeah, Wolf
Alright,
just
now
made
atone
a.
for your sins.
Oh, eat me. Wolf just made a good point too. She said, "In the end, everyone talks. It's how you handle that makes the person."
Oh, Wolf's a girl?
Hmm.
Oh, I didn't know that. How you doing, Wolf? My name's Kevin.
All right. Well, before we move on from this subject, I just want to say and acknowledge that Kev made a very valid point, and I
Oh,
definitely
you're not
do.
getting out of it tonight. You are not getting out of it.
What do you mean?
No,
I'm
we're
not.
not
I'm
just
not.
skipping subjects.
Oh.
No. No, you need to make me understand why you hate all these faggot bashers. But you're subscribed to Leafy, the #1 Kingpin, as you put it, basher of the internet.
Dude, it's just
What's the difference? Let's hear it.
there's not much of a difference
Come
at
on,
all.
Tanek. Sell me good.
Come on, hit me.
All right, there's not much of a difference. Period. Okay, I'm guilty. All right, I'm guilty. The guy's just fucking funny. That's it. He makes me laugh. Like Leafy
why you
is
like
Tanek.
Leafy's an asshole, but he's just hilarious.
So Tanek, you know that Destiny video that I've sent you about 30 times and pisses you off every time I send
Oh
it to you?
my fucking god! Don't remind me. I can't stand. You know what? Just because
I
of
think
you,
that
I
video
went
is
to that guy's
funny.
channel and cussed him out probably 4 times because of your faggot ass. So fuck you. Because every time I see that video and his one about Black Ops 3, it used to just piss me off for like a year straight. And I kid you not, my comments are still there, and people would just give me 1,000 hate bashes. I swear, both of my comments got like probably 200 dislikes because I just rode that dude's shit and just told him how much of a dick he was and defended Bungie and just sucked their cock for 3 hours in a comment. God, you pissed me off with that video. I can't stand that shit.
I love it. Okay.
B. Dobbins,
Alright,
you're right, but you're a fucking asshole.
we can move to the next subject now. I just had to throw that in there too.
Oh boy.
So
Yeah, Wolf just said
so
I
that
have
was
some
our-
explaining to
that was
do.
That was our current events segment here. You know, gaming industry or YouTube industry. It's all the fuck. They all connect. You know what we're talking about. Basically, like I said, I don't follow these motherfuckers like that. But learning about this and just seeing it right away, I picked up and it pissed me off because that kind of shit is what kills me. I just, as you can see, I got a little animated for a minute. I was very much in it at that
Well, you made a
moment.
very, very solid point.
Thank you.
Yes, you did. I'll even say that being your opposing party. Very well said, and you've got me to look at the whole situation in a different light. I don't wish T. Martin and Syndicate to go to jail and get raped and all, but I definitely see it all in a brand new fashion now.
I hope they go to jail.
Fuck you. God.
I'm just saying, man. They deserve to. Fuck that.
They do.
If I
Okay,
stole
they do.
If I stole money from your family, you wouldn't, and I made a good living off of it.
I'd rape
You
you
wouldn't wanna
myself.
see me
Fuck
pay
taking
for
you to
it?
jail.
Yeah.
I'm kidding. But alright.
Also, happy birthday to the man who invented pizza rolls, Pino Palucci.
Pete
Thank you. I
Zavrol.
love you.
Yes.
My favorite Twitter of all time. It's really his birthday?
I guess. Wait, what favorite Twitter?
There's a Twitter literally called Pete Z Roll,
Oh,
and it's about pizza rolls. And it just teases you with fucking sexy pictures of pizza rolls like every day. It's like porn just with pizza rolls. It's awesome.
in other news, the other day, Tanek
Just
over
got
here.
fucking destroyed.
I know, right?
In other news,
I'm just gonna call this podcast "Tanek Gets Owned"
no,
for
wait,
2
wait, no,
hours.
seriously though, seriously. In another, who the? I'm not following no one and only Cupcake. Who are
Huh?
you?
What?
Oh, it's a porn star. Never mind. It's a porn
Yes.
star. IG. No. In other news, Tanek the other night ate 5 pieces of pizza. Well, 4.5, and then tried to.
I thought
lie
it
and
was
say he
16.
only ate. Well, I said 19 originally, but no, he ate like almost 5, and then he tried to turn around and say he ate 3.
Because I thought I really ate 3.
We were drinking a lot, so. But yeah, that was just my
Yes.
note about pizza.
Any more notes you care to share?
No, that's about it.
So what would you are we moving on from this topic now, or anybody got any final comments? Any?
good. I'm good.
I'm good.
I
Casket
said my
closed.
piece.
Okay.
I just hope that people will tune into this shit and maybe we'll get some likes. That was really
Yeah.
passionate in that last discussion.
I love it.
All right. So down to our debates. Well, more debates, I guess. Like I said, last one was a bit of a debate too. Which one would you like to start with, Cass? How should we
So
just?
we start with the. Hold on. Hang on 1 second, guys.
All right, no problem. Take your time. Take your time. Artful.
Hmm.
Since it's just you and me till he gets back.
Mm-hmm.
Any
Oh,
games you look? What? You're back already?
Yeah, I just needed to take half a second.
Man, fucking leave. I was trying to have a
Trying to
conversation.
had a little audience here. I was trying to have make sure the noise was kept to a minimum.
Oh, okay. Thank you, Pumpkin. I like that. We have to give you a nice tugging after the podcast.
Yeah.
Well, like I was saying, what which debate did you want to start with? I'll let you pick since you're the one defending every single one of
I
these.
thought it was the
Well, we
Cock-Arena.
have two debates, and then two versus titles, and one defending title, which was just the one about Mario.
Oh yeah,
So
that's
let's
right.
start
That's
with the
right.
debate here.
All right, which one?
The classic
Oh boy.
Legend of Zelda: Ocarina of Time versus Majora's Mask. Now, viewers, I'm not sure.
Hold
how
on.
old you
Disclaimer,
guys are.
disclaimer before we even start this. I am not saying Ocarina of Time is a bad game, so please, nobody take it that way. Sorry for
No, I said
interrupting
you
you,
did.
Cass.
No,
Continue.
I said you did.
I'm
No, I said you
just
did.
putting that big
You're
ass
just-
disclaimer up there.
You're just gonna get smoked because you think that it's not better than Majora's Mask. And I'm gonna have a comment you're gonna love.
I
So,
love it.
the great debate, ladies and gentlemen. I'm not sure how old everybody is who listens here. Hopefully you're in your 20s. Hopefully you got to play Nintendo 64. We're old enough to understand the impact. Obviously, Ocarina of Time came first, and it was a good 97. I believe it came out,
Yeah, I want to say that. That sounds about right.
9 to 4.
and it was game changing. It was everything you could have wanted in a 3D. What is it? Open world action adventure or whatever. Tenek, is that the
Mhm.
correct
Yeah.
genre? Okay. It was everything you could ask for in a game like that. Its impact was huge. I didn't even care to play Zelda like that, and I love that
Yeah.
game.
I love
Fast forward to 2000, 2000, I believe. 2000. Hold on. Let's find this out really quick. Majora's Mask 64 came out in 2000. Yes, 3 years later. Tanek is of the mindset that Majora's Mask is a better game than Ocarina of Time. I'm of the mindset that it's not. So Tanek is going to share with you why he thinks what he thinks. Hey, Tanek,
All right.
it's you.
So, stop fucking laughing at me. Asshole. Majora's Mask was the second Zelda game to Kev, you already have one vote for you, and the debate hasn't even started yet. Fuck my life.
Who's on my side?
Wolf.
Yeah, Wolf. I knew we'd get along.
All right. Majora's Mask was like Kev said, the second Zelda game to come out on a Nintendo 64. Now it's my personal favorite. I prefer Majora's Mask just because of some of the slight changes, and I guess you could say how odd it is for a Zelda game. It wasn't the whole typical go after the bad guy and save the princess kind of deal. Exactly. There was the whole story about the 3 days for him to remove the curse in the beginning. Um, little bit of technical specs of graphical upgrade and stuff like that, but that's not even the point, nothing to really compare the game to. I just liked how Majora's Mask went into a different direction and took all kinds of um, unique ways to change up the game a little bit. Some of the weapons and stuff they added, some of the cool things you could do, letting Link turn into that little stupid tree thing to use special abilities and stuff like that. I just thought it was a really cool and different take on Zelda, and especially the Nintendo 64 being one of Nintendo's first like real 3D consoles. I just thought it was a real interesting and cool thing. I don't know. I found it unique. That's why it's my favorite.
Interesting it was. Interesting it is. Me, on the other hand, I felt that Majora's Mask was very repetitive, very tedious at times. The whole resetting time after, what was it, 3 days to neck, I believe?
Yeah.
Something along those lines. Got old really fucking fast because you're basically, you're racing the clock. Whereas in Ocarina of Time, you had the liberty to go about and do all these things when you wanted. Um, to me, Majora's Mask is basically DLC to Ocarina of Time. And no, that
Ouch.
comment probably
Ouch.
is lighting your fire.
Shit.
But
Fuck.
to me, that's what it was. I will give the story to
Hold on.
Majora's Mask.
Let me grab some like towel or something. I gotta get this flame off of my fucking shirt.
Okay.
Just smack this
You
shit.
don't have to light yourself on fire because of it.
This
I'm
fucking
just
comment
saying,
did. Jeez.
I really,
Fuck.
because it's a good assessment.
This man took one of my favorite games of all times and called it DLC.
Hold on. Just hear me out, though. I'm just saying. Listen carefully. I will say Majora's Mask had a
It's like
great
saying
story,
Time Splitters is
and
a fucking map pack.
well, it was, but no. Listen, I'm kidding. I'm just being an asshole. Listen. It was like an add-on because it had very similar feel, but the story was different. It was really gloomy, really dark, and it just, like I said, it was repetitive. It was tedious. It didn't have more dungeons, and Zelda is all about the dungeons. There was 4, I believe, to 7 in Ocarina of Time. Um,
What's up, Ninja? Thank you for coming through,
and
man.
who?
Ninja, another one of my guild members.
What up, Ninja? Anyway, um, Ocarina of Time's dungeons were much better. Um, I was getting onto something and I completely forgot uh, when Tanek made that flame comment, but it just,
Fire, man.
I don't know. It's
Fire,
hard.
man.
It's hard to give it. The story. I do give it the story, and I do give it that you were more connected to the characters throughout the game. But the whole race to cock bullshit could eat a dick. Um, I like that in Ocarina of Time you got to play as both young child Link and adult Link. Loved fishing. I love that they brought that into the game.
Hold up, and no offense, but you wanna call Majora's Mask repetitive. But all you did in freaking Ocarina of Time was do 3 dungeons as a kid, and then when you did an adult, you did just upgraded versions of those 3 dungeons.
But they're better dungeons.
What do you mean
They
better? They're
were
like
they,
the
they were
same damn thing, like the
yeah, but
Forest Temple and the Great
they
Deku Tree. The Forest Temple is
they
nothing
took
but the Great
more
Deku Tree 2.0.
they took more time making them. Like, point is that Majora's Mask dungeons didn't seem like the effort was put in there to make them, and Zelda is all about the dungeons when it comes down to it. Um, it's just, I'm sorry, that's just my opinion, and like I said, it felt more like DLC when it came down to it.
Oh.
When you really look at it right now, I'm just saying, when you really look at it right now, it's like they built off of it and they utilized it and they just added a couple little tweaks.
Mm.
But it wasn't like a whole brand new, spanking new idea introduced. Didn't have the same impact that Ocarina of Time had.
Well, that's because
And
Ocarina of Time was the first one.
okay, but there's Modern Warfare 1, but what did Modern Warfare 2 have a bigger impact, right? Or any of the Modern Warfares had a bigger impact than the original Call of Duty, even though Call of Duty was the first one. Call of Duty 2 for regular consoles. What's your point? Other sequels and games to follow can have just as big, if not a bigger impact.
Hmm. Okay.
Fair enough?
Fair enough. Yeah, you got a point there. I can't argue with that.
Okay. But while I'm pulling up my notes really quick, I wanted to address one more thing that I was going to say, and so go ahead and you have a chance for a rebuttal at this moment. It seems like you need it.
Oh, fucking eat me. No.
And when I say repetitive, Tanek, I'm talking about how you had to fight all the bosses every time you reset the day and so on.
I can definitely understand that. That is kind of annoying.
That is why I say that. That didn't happen in Ocarina of Time. And this is what I've been wanting to say. This was my one thing that I really wanted to say. When it comes down to it, Ocarina of Time did for action adventure games what Final Fantasy VII did for RPGs.
Yes.
And you cannot say that about Majora's Mask. Here's your chance.
I'm getting my towel again to get the fire off my
I'm just
fucking
saying,
shirt.
Majora's Mask is like a modified version of Ocarina of Time, which is why I say DLC.
You're right. When you break down the mechanics of both games, that technically is true. It's the same game, really, just with a different formula and a new story. And yeah, Wolf actually said the same thing. Same mechanics, new story.
Except
I can
you
agree
have
with
to worry
that.
about time in the new story, which was really stupid, in my opinion.
Yeah, so it's a new mechanic with I guess a kind of annoying twist to it.
I'll say Majora's Mask is a really good sequel and game in its own right. Hang on one second, guys. But it doesn't have that oomph in it, that X factor that Ocarina of Time had.
That's
And
fair
just like
enough.
you said, same engine, but you know, just Majora's Mask was not at your leisure. And how are you supposed to race to beat a game? Imagine having to have a timer. Here, how about this? Remember, see, you viewers right now, listeners, you may not know this. You may not have seen our previous Blood Bros um, episodes. However, we spent one day in a dungeon trying to race the clock and finish this last dungeon for everybody so we could get a platinum by a certain time so we could get a little freebie sent from the game or Sony or whatever.
And we didn't.
And we were strapped for time. Yeah, we didn't do it. We were unsuccessful. But knowing that we were strapped for time made it that much more difficult and more frustrating when we couldn't get it done. Rather than had we been able to do it leisurely, we could have stopped. We could have taken a break.
Yep.
So and I hate being rushed in regular real world life. I hate being rushed. I can be a procrastinator at times, but even besides that, I do not like being rushed.
Hmm.
So, Nick, are you there?
Yeah. Your voice like cut out on my end for a second. What did you say after you said you didn't like being rushed? I'm sorry.
That was it.
Okay, all right. Just make sure. It went like silence and blank. Yeah, I will say that. And Bloodborne was perfect example. What were we supposed to get again anyway? Like a wallpaper theme or something? Some
Yep.
shit?
Yep.
Some kind of theme.
And the problem that caused that was amygdala chalice version, if I'm
4
not
hours,
mistaken.
5 hours of amygdala.
Good God, I want to go back and just watch that stream again, just for the hell of it.
Yeah.
I just
I
want to
don't.
see. I just want to see Artful
I
throw his head back in
I,
his fucking chair.
no, I literally almost destroyed my Samsung 55-inch LED TV that day with both my foot and my controller. I was ready to never game again. Now I'm not gonna say that I had that same feeling in Majora's Mask, but just that added rush was annoying.
Yeah, I will say that another thing annoying about Majora's Mask, not to come at my own title, of course, was how they
Whoa! Somebody
started.
switched opinions.
No, I'm just saying the fact that they start you with that mechanic is like really annoying. The most frustrating thing about Majora's Mask for me when I first played it as a kid was getting through those first 3 days. Like I couldn't stand being stuck as a little Deku guy. I couldn't stand not being able to be Link or, do any of the things that Link would normally do. I was just like, I just kept saying to myself over and over, all right, when does this part go away already? And then of course, it finally did.
Connect, wasn't 13 similar?
What, Final Fantasy 13?
Yes.
Oh,
We only had a couple days to do something or some shit.
no, that was well, technically, yeah, it's 13. It was the Lightning Returns one, the third part of the Final Fantasy 13 story. You have like a certain amount of days to figure something out. I don't know. I didn't even complete that game because it got on my nerves so damn much. Literally, the only thing I enjoyed about that game was the fact that you could wear Cloud's outfit in it. And then once I got tired of freaking staring at hot ass lightning in Cloud's outfit, I fucking just traded it in. So,
So, I'm not gonna say anything audacious, but Artful, what's your opinion of the two? What would you choose if you had to choose?
Alright, this is gonna be blasphemous, but
You don't
I've
like
never played
Zelda.
either, and I don't fucking like Zelda.
Okay, fair enough. Now, I will admit, I played Zelda. I can remember playing Zelda on the original Nintendo, back when they were little midget people who looked like Pokemon. Um, but
Yes.
yeah, I wasn't huge on Zelda, but Ocarina of Time was a fun game to play, and you couldn't have that fun in Majora's Mask because it wasn't at your leisurely rate.
Yes.
So, um, but I think you understand the impact of the game. And even back then, when it was out, you couldn't find it just anywhere. That motherfucker sold out.
yeah, it did. Oh, I'll
A
admit
lot of
that.
places. So, users, like I said, we're not users, listeners. We're any input you guys have, we love that you guys are commenting and adding along to this debate. I'm gonna say that Ocarina of Time will wait tonight. It's a never-ending debate. People are always gonna have their opinions, and it'll probably be debated years from now as well. It's 20 years, almost 20 years anyway, since the game first came out. Whew.
That's sad to think about.
Yeah, no,
Oh my
it
goodness.
fucking makes me depressed.
Woo! I'm glad I'm several months younger than both you motherfuckers. But damn.
It doesn't
19
matter.
years,
You're still in
really.
the same damn year.
19 years, really, versus next year will be 20 years since Ocarina of Time came out.
Mm.
Speaking of almost 20 years, ladies and gentlemen, if you love any multiplayer shooter, first person, third person, 18th person, I don't give a fuck. If you enjoy any type of multiplayer type shit like that, then you need to fucking
Yeah, it makes us feel old too.
get on your knees and praise the gods, the gaming gods, for creating GoldenEye. 007 GoldenEye. James Bond, you know the fucking drill. GoldenEye 64 basically did for shooters the same thing that we said Ocarina of Time did for action adventure and Final Fantasy VII for RPGs. Without GoldenEye, this whole team deathmatch love, this whole multiplayer anything doesn't happen. I mean, maybe it happens somewhere down the line, but the impact of GoldenEye for Nintendo 64 was huge. Um, for starters, Tanek is gonna debate that Nightfire was a better game. Um, I'm just gonna go flat out and say nobody had fucking parties or sleepovers with their friends and said we're gonna play Nightfire.
I did.
Um, so
Oh.
I'm just throwing that out there right now. Grew up, you never said, "Yo, we're all gonna play Nightfire tonight and have Nightfire tournament." The
I
way
did.
you did with GoldenEye, and let me tell you who could play GoldenEye. Anybody could fucking play GoldenEye. We would have my cousins or my brother's cousins over. My brother's 5 years younger than me, so and I'm talking. We played this game well past its original. So comes out in '97, but that didn't mean we weren't still playing it in '99, still playing it in 2000. It was that addicting of a game. Um, and that's what you did. You had your family, your friends, you had them over all ages, and you just had fucking tournaments. 4-player split screen didn't matter back then. The TV size just didn't fucking matter. You played on the
Samuel, you
split
remember
screen.
LAN parties?
Oh yeah, that was a little bit later, but yes, I
Random
do
topic.
remember LAN parties. But you had 4 people. Loser got off, and you kept on going. Or sometimes you choose 3 people so have more of a screen. Loser got off, you kept on going. You could even just split screen it. And this was back then when you worked with the honor system. You didn't look at somebody else's fucking screen. It was that simple. You just didn't. You either, because if you did, people would know and people call you out, and then you would look like a shitty gamer. So, to start off, like I said, Nightfire never had and never will have the impact, and nobody 20 years from 2002 is gonna say Nightfire had a fucking tremendous impact in the world of games and was such a goddamn good game. You couldn't even play 4 players on the fucking PlayStation 2,
Yes, you could.
but you had to have a little extra shit or
Multi-tap
whatever
that I
for it.
brought to your house
Yeah.
all the time.
So what I'm saying is you couldn't do that regularly. Okay, so you had to have the multi-tap, which I remember. That was
Side
fun.
note, multi-tap with fucking WWE games.
Yep, tag team matches, Royal Rumbles. But all I'm saying is, Nightfire was PS2, correct?
Mhm.
Who's gonna have fun if they don't have the money for a multi-tap? Who's gonna have fun just playing one-on-one all day long? I know I'm not.
You do the same thing with any shooter you do when you don't have enough people. You throw in some bots.
Okay, and who introduced the bots?
What do you mean? Who introduced the bots?
Why did bots ever become an option
I
in
don't know,
gaming?
because some developer decided to stick it in some game.
Do you think that you could have had bots in 007 GoldenEye
Oh my god.
64?
I
The
really hope you're
first
not going to tell
game
me
to
GoldenEye was not
utilize.
the first game to use
Listen,
fucking bots. I'm going to
listen,
look this shit up
listen.
right
No,
now.
no, no, no,
Fuck
no.
that.
What I'm saying is the first game to put deathmatch multiplayer shooters on the map had that feature, Mike. You had what was it? You had hidden paths. You had fucking golden guns that you have to find in order to get. It was it was fun. You don't say that about Nightfire. You do because maybe you spent a little more time playing it at home, but in
What
general,
the fuck?
no. I'm just saying. I'm not trying to say that to sound like a dick. That's not what I'm saying. That's not how I'm saying it. I'm just saying nobody sits back and like, I used to have so much fun playing Nightfire. No, because it didn't happen. You weren't playing Nightfire 3, 4 years later, whereas people might have still been playing GoldenEye when Nightfire was out. You gotta remember, Nintendo 64 had a long life. Games might not have been cranking out anymore, but motherfuckers still love to hook that shit up and play it.
Oh, yeah, N64
Remember,
definitely
and you gotta remember,
had a good
it
impact.
was and PlayStation 2. Not everybody had a PlayStation 2 immediately, so it took a while. And you had Nintendo 64, which was that gap between PlayStation 1 and PlayStation 2, even though it came out at the same time as PlayStation 1. They jumped and did the 64-bit thing. It wasn't just I know that people were a little squared, and I get that, but Nintendo 64 is one of the best systems that they ever created.
Yeah, hands down. I won't deny that, but you do know that PlayStation 2 as well was also the most successful Sony console
It was
besides the,
one of
the
my
PlayStation
favorites,
4.
yeah, and it's up there as one of my favorites too. But nobody ever pulls out Nightfire in a conversation of greatest PlayStation 2 games or greatest shooters ever. Whereas GoldenEye is forever going to be mentioned in the conversation because it's the fucking Godfather. And while
Well,
you Google
look
your
at all the
fucking
shooters that
okay,
that company
but while
made
you're
with and all
googling,
those all the 007 games that came out. Of course, GoldenEye. Once again, it was the first one, so of course it's going to have some type of impact. But there were improvements over time, just like you said with your statement
of course,
with Call of
first
Duty.
of all, you're comparing. Your improvements are going to be graphics to start, but you're comparing a 100 and what was it, 128 bit system that came
Hmm.
out 3 to 4 years later after the Nintendo 64. So of course the game is going to look better, but
Yeah.
it's not going to have the same memorable experience. And like I was trying to say, while you're out there googling the whole bots thing and realizing that I had a fucking strong ass point with that,
I'm not googling that.
well, you did, and you found out that I had a strong ass point with
No, I didn't. Do you want me to? 'Cause I will.
what I'm
I
saying is,
promise you, GoldenEye was not the first shooter with bots.
I'm not saying that. You were talking about throwing it in, and I said, where do you think that became a popular thing to do? And it became a popular thing to do because of GoldenEye. And that's not a lie. So in reality, you have a better looking game in Nightfire because it came out 4 years later on a brand new system or on a newer system for the times than what the original one came out with no impact at all. I'm sorry, Tanek. Nightfire had no impact on the gaming world.
Alright. I'll say
Can you
GoldenEye
argue that?
definitely. No, I'll say GoldenEye definitely had a bigger impact. Sure, Fire looks better, but just the improvements it made alone between weapon variety, map sizes, um,
Well, of
character
course,
play,
it
and
went
not
with
to
it
mention
went with the movies.
it took a lot of it took a lot of tips and pointers from GoldenEye too. It honestly just kind of, I would say in a way, it kind of felt a little bit like GoldenEye,
Of
just
course, it's
on
gonna
a
have better
just
guns and more
on a
variety
larger scale.
because you're talking 5 years later from the initial release of GoldenEye, which led to I forget how many more James Bond movies since then. There was at least two, I think, between that span, maybe one only. But regardless, of course, the guns were gonna get better because the movies are gonna feature better guns as well. Um, and obviously not every game ever kept that whole idea of you got to go and grab the certain guns in certain areas, but that formula worked for a long time.
Yeah,
And
it was still in there too.
I'll ask you this. Did Nightfire get a game made after it exactly the same way, just with a different setting?
I don't even remember the name of the next one that came out.
No,
What do you
no,
mean?
I'm not saying the next James Bond installment. I'm saying, did Nightfire have a completely different game made to model that same exact game and just change the setting?
Not that I'm aware of.
And do you know what game did that for GoldenEye?
I'm gonna take a good guess. Call of Duty.
No. You need to rewind a little further. Same system, same exact game in a different setting, and paid
What's up,
homage
BB?
to,
Thanks for coming through, man.
to one of the maps. Oh, God of Death should be on here.
Yeah, no.
He wasn't even alive. He wasn't even a fucking sperm cell yet. Let's look at our history books, ladies and gentlemen. Who played Perfect Dark? I know I
Oh, I
played
forgot
Perfect Dark,
about Perfect Dark. Okay.
and I know a lot of people loved Perfect Dark as the new and improved GoldenEye, which is basically what it was, just set in the future. Did any game do that for Nightfire, Tanek?
No
You are
cash.
facing the crowd right now, and everybody is staring at you.
Hmm. Wolf, you've never... Okay, alright, I was about to say. If you never played Perfect Dark, I'd be highly surprised.
She said she never played it.
No, she said Perfect Dark question mark at first, and she said she played it, so...
Perfect Dark basically did the same thing in their multiplayer, and even had, I don't know, maybe at least one of the same levels. But everybody knows when you played fucking James Bond, you picked that, you GoldenEye, you picked that one fucking level with the catwalk. I think it was called Catwalk or some shit.
Yeah.
Um, and Perfect Dark had that, as well as I think another map, almost the same exact way. Um, but like I was saying, they didn't do that.
Oh, she was trying to guess. Okay, when you were asking what shooter, she actually said
Oh,
Perfect
see,
Dark. Okay.
see, me and Wolf, man, Wolf needs to be on this show next time. I like Wolf. It's just like you would think that I was just texting her right now and giving her the answers. This is perfect. So,
Yeah, shoot, she's up for it. I don't mind.
Artful, do you have any input on this at all? I
Nope.
know you at least played GoldenEye.
Nope.
Did you have a Nintendo 64?
Yeah.
And you did not ever play GoldenEye?
With who? Kyle?
I don't. I don't know anybody.
No. Motherfucker, I was playing Smash Brothers.
Oh, that was another one too. I mean that other literally you had for Nintendo 64 different eras. You had Star Fox when it first came out. You played the
I love Star
multiplayer.
Fox.
Then you had GoldenEye multiplayer, and then you had fucking Super Smash Brothers that led you to the end of everything until the next systems came out. Yeah, Super Smash Brothers is up there also as one of the best games in my opinion.
Definitely for the console.
Yeah.
Yep. So Tanek, I don't know. I mean, just kind of curious if you have anything else to offer.
Not at all.
We should have made a poll. Are you able to insert polls in your like when you make a live podcast?
If I tweak the settings before we do the stream on YouTube, I
You're able
probably...
to have one in there. Would it just be
Yeah, I
one, or
probably
could you
can.
have done multiple polls?
Possibly multiple. I'm gonna have to look. I've never really messed with it before, so I'm gonna have to see.
Because I would be curious to see like all the
The
listeners who
votes.
happen to tune into this later on, you know, looking at your channel and just they would just do that vote and see what they would pick. Um, but you know, I'm not gonna be the one to say it. maybe 2-0 right now for Kev.
Oh, eat me.
But
Wolf said Smash Brothers ending friendships from day one.
oh yeah,
What's up, Rob? Thanks for
instant.
coming through, man.
Rob, don't know you, but Rob,
Is he black?
I
I
don't
call him
know.
Black Rob.
is he a zombie?
I have no idea.
Can I call him Rob Zombie?
See what he says. If he allows you to.
Get robbed. Is he from your guild too?
No, I don't believe so. Unless I'm just not recognizing the name.
He was the first person
Which
in it.
I know, and which if I am messing that up, I do apologize.
Okay. Well, listeners, you can comment at any time, but I would kind of
Artful
lean towards
BB
2-0.
says to shut the fuck up.
Okay.
Interesting. I would
Any
kind of
any
lean
type of
towards
feedback?
2-0.
Tell him eat the fattest of dicks.
Alright, well, I think he heard you.
Chill. He's not eating. He's not eating mine. Chill.
Yeah.
So, like I was saying, 9 out of 10 doctors would agree 2-0 for Cass. Um,
Yep. Pepperidge Farms remembers.
yep. So, brings us to the last debate. Now,
And it's really not looking good for you tonight.
I'm almost positive Artful did at least play this game.
Nope.
Wait, what? Didn't it come with your 64?
I don't think so.
Oh my god. Killing me right now, man.
Yeah, you have to remember something. You're talking about the era when PlayStation 1 was still out. Where I was playing Final Fantasy 7, Tactics, 8, 9. I didn't have time for that shit.
I will say I can agree with that because as an older brother, the 64 was my younger brother's. I had the PlayStation 1.
PlayStation 1 was definitely the more mature console
Yeah.
of the time.
But I can see that when you're growing up and you're, Artful's younger brother is a lot younger than just 5 years like my brother. So I can see where the disconnect is as far as why he wasn't playing in big groups. Whereas, me and my brother and his friends or my friends would come over, or our cousins, and we would have parties at night and shit where we would just play that shit till 2 in the fucking morning. Sometimes later, whenever it was like no school and shit. So that's kind of what the 64 was. To me, it was more of a party system. You didn't play. You played it alone, but you typically had more fun playing it with a lot more people.
Yeah,
If
did
you
I ever
were,
tell you all the time? I pissed Kyle off playing Smash and the motherfucker whacked me in the head with the controller.
no, but I can see it. Kyle is Artful's younger brother, and he does not take losing easily. I've beat his ass plenty of times in Tekken and Call of Duty and other games, and he's gotten to the point that he's made racial remarks because he is so pissed off. I
That
love
was
it
all
personally.
kinds of shit when the
love the
first time I killed him in
competitiveness.
Dark Souls.
But if you were alone and you had a Nintendo 64, and if you played Zelda prior to Zelda, you most certainly played Mario 64, which is still regarded to a lot of people in this world as the best game of all time. Now, I'm not saying that it is the best game of all time, but it is one of the best games of all time. Connect doesn't agree at all. And I've been leading off every single debate with my valid points. I would love to hear Connect's valid points as to why Mario 64 should not be considered one of the greatest games of all time.
Okay. I'll start by asking you this. I'm going to ask you a question just for my side of the debate. Why is Mario 64 so unique? What is so special about Mario 64?
That's how you lead your debate by
Yeah,
asking me questions.
I'm serious. I want to hear your opinion or answer.
It's not my turn.
I know, but I'm just please. I'm
So if
begging
I
you.
give my points, if I give
No,
my
I don't
points,
want you to give me a point. All right, well, tell me what makes the game unique to you. If you could pick one thing about it, just
okay.
one.
Name a 3D Mario prior to that.
Exactly.
Start with that.
The
Start
first,
with that.
yeah, exactly. That's what I was hoping you were going to say, because that's its only unique trait. Other than that, there is nothing great about it. It's a good game,
Anything
without a
about
doubt.
that?
It is a great game.
You sure there's
It was the
nothing
first
unique?
Mario to. And BB, shut up. Yes, we are talking about Nintendo. Nintendo is a great company, regardless of the fact that they suck ass right now. But there's
BB,
nothing
I'm sorry you
special
weren't
about it.
alive
It
during.
took the same concept that every Mario has done 1,000 times over and over, and put it on a 3D fucking screen. Whoop de
Dynamite
doo.
Fury. Oh
Yes,
my goodness.
it's a good game. There were some new, cool, flashy features and mechanics thanks to Nintendo 64's hardware. But I'm serious. What the hell did that game do that was so special? Ooh, okay. They talked in it a bit. They could say a few words. Whoop de fucking do.
Hey, Tanek.
Okay, cool. All right,
Tanek.
Mario finally had shape, and he wasn't a flat fuck on a screen no more. Whoa.
Tanek. Tanek.
What?
Was Mario ever known? I'm sorry, ladies and gentlemen. Very unprofessional of me. But guess what? I'm not a professional. I'm chewing on ice, okay? This is my thing. I do it at night. I get a cup of water with a lot of ice. I finish the water. I like to chew on the ice, okay? So sorry. But since you want to start with big questions, was Mario ever known for exploration
Exploration?
prior to Mario 64?
Yep,
I'm
Super
gonna wait
Mario
for you
World.
to say no. Okay, all right. I'm gonna wait for you to say no
I'm not saying no because
because
Super Mario World also gave you the option to take a bunch of different courses and directions
Tanek, Tanek,
in the world.
every Mario had tunnels and pipes. Okay, that's not new.
No. I'm
Every
talking about
Mario.
on the
Wait, hold
open
on, hold on,
world
hold
where
on,
you
hold on.
pick the level where you could
Hold,
go to different.
yeah, that's not exploration.
How is that not
This is
exploration? Being able to go to wherever
because
the
you're
hell you
just
want.
deciding what level to go to. You could not
Um,
actively play and do anything. All you were moving was a little midget Mario on the screen to whichever part you had unlocked. That is not exploration. Connect. When you start Mario 64, where does it take you? Where do you start off at?
you start off
Start off in the castle,
right
correct?
in front of the castle. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. What can you do while you're there in front of the castle?
Go wherever you want.
You can roam, correct?
Yes. Yes.
It's fair enough to say you could free roam around the grounds?
Yes.
Could you find shit around the castle grounds?
I'm pretty
Were there
sure.
secrets that unlocked
Yes.
areas into the castle?
Yes. There are in the original Marios too, even with the dumbass
Tanak,
pipes that you were talking about.
there is not. It is not the same thing, Tanek. Just the fact that you had a home base that you were free roaming versus your little flat map that you could just choose which level to go to is a completely different um fucking what's the word I'm trying to look for?
Dynamic.
Dynamic. Yes. It's completely fucking different dynamic. Mario was never known for free roam exploration. You could do that, and then there were secrets inside the levels just like the original. You didn't have no home base in any previous Mario where you were free roaming around. You had a couple directions you could go. You had to beat the levels to go further. You know what you could do in this one? You could pick a couple levels, and if you still hadn't beat, you could play different levels at different times and finish them up. You couldn't do that and get further in Mario Super
Yeah,
Mario
but you gotta
Brothers.
remember you were limited to those stars as well. And speaking of that, that was a point Wolf made just now. It wasn't really. She says it wasn't really an exploration. Yeah, you could run around in the castle, but the progress you had to go to stages and collect the stars to progress.
Clearly,
So in
clearly.
Mario
But
64, you were also
okay,
limited
hold
to
on.
how far you could go too.
Clearly, you were. However, were there things that you could find while you were free roaming the grounds of the castle that could assist you to get further in the game? And if your answer is no, you didn't play it. And if your answer is yes, thank you, because I know already.
The
I'll
It's a
answer
wait.
trick
is
question.
yes.
So that trying to minimize the free exploration in the home base area doesn't really work because there was shit that you could find that was going to help you advance in the game. Obviously, you need to beat levels
The only
to get
difference
more.
between with Mario 64 is its 3D platform. I don't care what you say. Because straight up, you could do the same thing, and especially in Super Mario World. That was the whole point of its name, Super Mario World. You could go around, you could do a lot more exploring. There were all kinds of secrets, all the little tunnels with the weird coins and stuff like that. Even Mario RPG, if you want to be technical and use Mario. And
There
Mario
was not a
RPG,
lot of
that's a
secrets
true
in
one
Super
where you
Mario
can go
Brothers.
wherever the hell you want. And
There was
Mario
not a lot of
RPG
secrets in
was
Super
a
Mario
3D
Brothers.
game.
There was not a lot of secrets in Super Mario Brothers, Mike.
No,
You
Super
went up.
Mario World. Yes, there are
Okay, Super
plenty.
Mario World. You went
There's
up
literally an
or
hour
you went in
video
pipes.
on them.
Okay, and I'm sure there's multiple 20-hour videos on Mario 64.
I'm sure there might
My
be.
point is, you went up, you looked up. Some spots you could jump higher, some spots you couldn't.
Can you
You
look up
went,
and down in
you
Mario
tried every,
64?
you tried every tunnel. Fuck, you could do more than that in Mario 64. You tried every tunnel. That was it. It's not a secret where it was like you had to unlock some shit or find something stuck in between a fucking hidden door in a fucking bush. You pressed up at everything and it worked. It was that simple. You can beat levels in Mario and still have not access secrets in that level. It doesn't mean you can't beat the game. Oh wait.
I don't know. I get what you're saying, but dude, I really don't see any
Okay.
difference. And like I was,
How do you not see it? Okay.
and plus it's not the first of
All right. All right.
of
All
its
right.
kind to even do that.
No one said that it was the
Mario,
first of its kind, though. It's
because
just
I'm
the
saying
impact
that's what I'm
that it
saying. There was
has.
nothing unique about it because if you want to be technical, Mario
Okay, did
RPG
you ever jump
did it
into a
already
painting to
to
start
it
a level?
better.
Did you ever jump into a painting to start a level in any other Mario?
No,
That wasn't unique.
that was unique. Woo,
Did
one
you? Could
feature
you
of the
ever
game.
triple jump? Could you ever triple jump? You asked me to bring out different what made the game unique, and now you're trying to shit on every little
No,
reason that I'm
I'm
making the
not. Go
game
ahead.
unique. You just did though. So could you triple jump in any previous Mario?
No.
Oh, okay. So that's what 3 unique features now? 4? Let's see. What I mean, I could be wrong, ladies and gentlemen. What you're hearing right now is more so Connect and disbelief because he's
That's what
he
he
knows
calls
that
it.
he knows that I'm good. I'm always down for a good debate. However, he thought that he was gonna walk in to this podcast without doing homework, without prepping, and he thought that I was just gonna be a pushover, and which is why he's down 0-2 and about to be down 0-3. He's presented nothing else besides the fact that he's trying to say it was not unique. Yet he's already had 4 unique points pointed out to him, and he's going back to saying that there was something new. Did you ever have to hug a wall and tiptoe across to get certain places in any Mario, Mike?
No, Kev.
Okay, so that's another different thing, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Could you swim in other? Well, you could swim in other Mario. All right,
Yes.
that's the truth. You could do that. That is true. Okay. another point here. I have several written down here.
BB, I said the same thing.
What was that?
BB is asking, just wondering what's so unique about the triple jump.
Because it was never
You can do it.
exactly. It's unique because you could never do that with any Mario before.
All right. Besides your obvious added gameplay mechanics, is there anything truly unique that like stands out
Hold
to
on,
you?
hold on, hold on,
No, no,
hold on.
I'm not
So
saying
none
that
of
your
that
other
is
ones are
true.
not. I'm not
None of
saying that your
none
other
of that
ones
is
are truly.
true.
I'm just
None of that is
saying,
true.
is there anything that just
How challenging were
grabs
levels?
Kevin by the arms and says, "Oh my
How
God, this is
challenging
so
were
amazing"?
okay? Listen, how challenging were levels in Mario prior to Mario 64?
How challenging?
Hmm.
I don't know. I really haven't found any Mario game that difficult, and I'm not trying to brag or anything, but I'm being honest.
Oh, not to brag, but you're a Mario veteran. Okay, not one Mario game was ever difficult.
No, I'm not saying they're not difficult. I'm
Did
just
you
saying
beat Mario
nothing that.
64?
Yes, and I've gotten every
Be honest.
star.
Be honest. Did you beat Mario 64?
Yes, Kevin.
And you don't think that it was a challenge at all?
No, I'm not saying it wasn't a challenge. Of
No, you
course, they
said
were
more
all
than that.
somewhat challenging, but I'm not enough to make me rage quit and scream saying that this game is really that hard.
I didn't say that it was
Heck,
hard. I
if you
said,
want to be honest, the hardest one I've ever played is Super Mario Land on Game Boy. Just because of
Hold up,
its
I'll be right
rugged
back.
gameplay, that game was
okay,
annoying.
okay. So, tons of unlockables and secrets that wasn't ever big in a Mario game, if you know
Yes, it
what I mean.
was both Mario RPGs.
Connect, when it comes down to it, who really ranks or utilizes Mario RPG?
Both Mario RPGs and Paper Mario are huge games, hence why they have
Paper
also had
Mario
remakes.
is huge and was
Mario
huge. It was
RPG was huge
also came
too.
out. Okay, Connect.
I'm telling you, I wouldn't make it up.
Tell me how. Okay, here's something. Here's
It's what
another little
inspired
fun
Paper
fact.
Mario.
Okay, here's another little fun fact. Do you remember flying in the game?
What, Mario?
It's Mario 64.
Yes,
Do
you
you
could
remember
fly
flying in the
before
game?
Mario 64.
I didn't ask if you could fly before Mario 64. I said, do you remember flying in the game?
Yes.
Do you remember flying in the previous versions in Super Nintendo?
Yes.
Tell me what was different about the flight.
One's 2D, the other's 3D. You got a lot more exploration with Mario 64 by flying because there was a bigger environment compared to the original Marios where you could
So
just fly through a single level.
you wouldn't say that that alone made it more unique experience to fly in the game, where flying was an actually bigger part of the actual game than it ever was
It was a bigger part,
in
but I'm not going to say
Super
it's
Nintendo.
unique and crazy because it's something that Mario's already done in previous titles.
But you never got that experience when you flew in previous titles with Mario. When you wore that little fucking raccoon hat, it lasted for how long, Mike?
Until you got hit.
Okay. How did it work when and was
The
every
raccoon
level
hat was an add-on just like the mushroom and the flower.
and was it needed was it needed like specifically after a certain little area that you would get it at?
That depends on what kind of gamer you are. If you want to collect everything in the level, yes, you need it.
I mean, but not every level had a flying hat.
No.
So what I'm saying is it wasn't something that was necessarily a focus of any specific level like it was in Mario 64.
Explain that again, I'm sorry.
It wasn't the focus of any specific level like it was in Mario 64.
Okay.
And it started with the raccoon hat. It wasn't always the raccoon hat though, right? Well, didn't in the Super Mario Brothers, Super Mario World or whatever, didn't it change?
I think so. Yeah, it was. It became something else.
Just the hat, something like that. I can't remember.
What's up, Sean? Thanks for coming through, man. And I'm so excited.
Um,
BB, how did you ruin Mario for us? Or how did we ruin it for you?
maybe can't even spell Mario. Get out of here. Um, the levels to me were also unique to Nick. Um,
What,
I
the
mean,
occasional fire pit, dark castle, and
Shifting Sand Land,
water
No Man's
shifting.
Land.
Well, what, the sand, snow, and stuff that we've never seen in any Mario game?
It's not that. Oh, okay.
You know, because you could never you could never fall in any quicksand in Mario World, or go to a
It's
snow
not
level
that.
or
It's not that
anything
you
like that.
couldn't. It's not that you couldn't though. And I don't recall that many snow levels prior to that. My memory serves me correct, and you're comparing your biggest game you're pulling from is Super Mario World, and I do not recall. Let me see here. I have this game within arm's reach, actually.
Yes.
Um, I'm waiting for you to tell me which level it was,
BB's
Steven.
calling you a dumbass. I don't remember.
BB's mad because I said he couldn't spell Mario. I was kidding, BB. I'm sorry. We get it. You're 15. You have an ego to protect. Nobody's gonna care that I said that, BB. No one's gonna remember of the highlight that I said you couldn't spell Mario. Obviously, you can spell Mario. You aren't dumb. You're a smart young man.
He just
You are
respelled
far
it for
from
you.
ignorant. I was clearly joking, BB. I was clearly joking. So you're gonna tell me that this game didn't revolutionize gaming?
What, Super Mario? Mario 64?
Mm-hmm.
You want my honest answer?
You're gonna tell me that it didn't.
Fuck no.
Oh, okay. That's cute. So why didn't it?
Again, because like I said at the beginning, there is nothing unique about it.
The
It's the same
controls, the
fucking
controls
thing
were
in
much
3D.
better. The controls were much better to
So
begin with.
angry.
I'm not angry, I'm just saying.
Yo, looking back, I don't know how we ever used the N64 controller. That shit was a
Oh, it was
fucking
definitely
triangle.
weird, and it was
Yeah,
definitely stupid. But once you learned how, it was,
great.
it was great.
Like, who the fuck
I
designed
remember
that
C
shit?
alone was 4 buttons. C up, C left, C down, C right. 4 yellow things.
Tell me what
Needless to
you rate
say,
Mario 64 to Nick on a scale of 1 to 10, or a scale to 100.
An 8. Fun concept, good graphical improvement, great story. Um, Good character acting and all that for what it is. All the pros of it. Fun. Definitely
You would never.
very good replay value without a doubt.
Oh, wait,
What
wait,
I
wait.
take from it? Nothing unique.
Yet you say it has great replay value. Why would you replay something that's not unique at all? I'll wait.
Because it's fun. For something to be fun, it doesn't have to be unique. Like Call of Duty, for example. There's nothing unique about it right now. But
Right
playing
now.
death matches
No,
with
no,
you and stuff all the time is fun.
there is something unique every year. Just because the overall skin, might be just a little skin change, but there's something different in it each year. So it's slightly more unique here, and they take away stuff and they add stuff.
Like
Um, I just don't know how to take that so seriously when your opinions on games
Yeah,
change, like
Wolf, I
you
can agree
change
with that
clothes.
statement.
What was that statement?
It's not bad. It highlights both of our points in a way. Mario 64 basically just made a stepping stone for platform games, in her opinion.
And and became the standard by which almost all the other games were measured by. Can you say that?
Please.
Oh, okay,
No, it didn't. Crash Bandicoot
okay.
was out for Mario 64 already doing all that shit. 3D, you could run, jump, and bounce on woo. There's nothing unique about that damn game.
Connect. While Crash is great, Crash Bandicoot was not better than Mario 64.
I'm not saying it
I
was better.
loved I mean, you basically just did with your statement.
No, I
Um,
didn't. I'm just saying that if you want to be technical, Crash did a lot of the shit it's it had done beforehand. Hell, fucking Frogger even did. Frogger's 3D. That's a platform game.
okay. Yep.
God.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Don't.
like I said, when
Don't
you
ever
don't do
say
your homework,
Frogger.
you get on a podcast and you make statements like Frogger did what Mario did before and better.
I'm an asshole for that one, I'll admit. I deserve to be slapped for that shit. I don't care.
I just don't know how you think
Motherfucker
your
said
points have.
Frogger.
Yeah. I just don't know how you think that your points
Thank you, BB.
have 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 justified what thousands, if not hundred thousands, if
Oh
not
yeah, I deserve
millions
to be
of
shot for that
people
one.
have already claimed it to be one of the greatest games of all time. And there's
Never.
still a selection of people who call it the greatest game of all time. And like I
Fuck
said,
no.
I did not say that personally.
Oh.
So, I mean, I would just kind of hope that, you have came up with something else.
No,
Um,
no, no. I've I've made my case. I am comfortable with everything I said, and I'm personally sticking to my
you're also
opinion.
comfortable with saying that Frogger was
No,
better and
I've
did what
said
Mario did.
3 times now that
You can't.
I
No,
am an
no, 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 no.
asshole for
But
that
that's
one.
the thing. But that's the thing. You said it.
Okay.
You're trying your hardest to make a game look bad when you really can't make it look bad.
I'm not trying to make it look bad. I'm just making it look like what it is. Another
Yeah, it's
Mario
one of the
game.
greatest games of all time. Yeah, another Mario. Another Mario game.
Another one.
That's
In the words
really
of Khaled.
cute. That's like me saying Final Fantasy VII is just another Final Fantasy game.
Yeah.
Someone get a little upset over there, Nick?
Not at all.
I'm just. What?
Because
what was so unique about it, Nick?
technically, you're right.
I know I'm right.
But the
But
thing is, with Final
You
Fantasy,
would
is
fight
Final
me to,
Fantasy
fight
is
me to the
technically
death because
a
Final
different
Fantasy
game
VII,
every single time.
okay,
There's a whole
but
new
regardless,
story, whole new characters.
okay, I get that.
Every
but
single
listen,
aspect of it is going to be
okay,
unique because it's
Tanek,
completely different. The
Tanek,
only thing
Tanek,
that stays
no,
the same is the name.
Tanek, my point is, regardless of that, me saying Final Fantasy VII, knowing the impact that it had on the gaming world, is just another Final Fantasy game, is blasphemous. And you know damn well it is. You'd fight me because that's either your favorite or your top 3 Final Fantasies of all time, and you would never, ever just call it another Final Fantasy game.
Yeah, of course.
And for what? Shitty
But
graphics now? Nowadays, if you look back at it, shitty graphics? What's new? It's
hmm?
another Final Fantasy game.
Oh no, Wolf, you're okay. You're entitled to an opinion.
What'd she say?
She was apologizing for disagreeing with me the whole podcast.
Oh, no.
There's
Whoa.
no need to
Do
apologize
not
for that.
disagree. Do not apologize for that. This was the point of this debate, Tanek's views are blasphemous. When it came to those topics, me and Tanek were having a personal conversation one day, and I said, "You have got to be out of your fucking mind. We're gonna have to debate this on air at some point because of that. There is no need for you to apologize for having pretty much the same opinion that the majority of people that ever have played a video game have when it comes to that game or the three debates that we've had. I just, you know, it's just, and I know it's puzzling. A lot of people are gonna probably listen to this at some point and be like, "What the fuck is he smoking?" And trust me, Tanek loves video games, and Tanek is a gamer till the end of it. But most of you are not gonna believe that he really believes this, but unfortunately, he does. And I will just say that I could
Awesome,
probably
Wolf.
put.
We would love to have you.
She wants
She
to be on
says,
this sometime.
yeah, she says she's down for the next one.
I'd be down. Got to think of some topics, and it'd be also good to have a female perspective when we talk about some of the other things that we talk about here on this show. I think
Probably
that would
next
be
week, BB.
once a week. We've been pretty good at cranking it out once a week. I believe.
Yeah, that's about what we've
Yeah.
been doing. I think it's safe to say we can do that.
I'm just saying, if I were to sit you down right now in front of Mario, you would play it, you would like it. Your opinion might even change. Which is why I think that you had some kind of negative experience at some point that made you think that, because the majority of the gaming world would back up my position.
Thanks, Sean. I'm gonna have to look into that. See what that patch is all about. No, I do believe a majority of the gaming world will probably believe your decision, and I personally think if we had more viewers, I probably would have been slandered to death 90% of this podcast. But that's not going to change my opinion.
I just don't think that you truly backed up your opinion with any substantial facts, but I would just go with legacy, addictiveness, music, gameplay, and graphics for the time is what made Mario 64 great. And I only say graphics for the time.
Yeah, for the time, I can definitely agree with that.
But
It was the year
else,
1996.
legacy, addictiveness, music, gameplay. Undeniably excellent.
Alright. But I think it's safe to say that for this debate, Cass has won 3-0. Cass,
I will
Artful,
say,
both
I
are.
will say that I would have much more appreciated that statement had you kind of switched your opinion almost like you did in the previous two. You definitely started shitting on Majora's Mask at the end. You definitely succumbed to the GoldenEye versus Nightfire debate. This one you didn't necessarily change your opinion. You're you know you're kind of you seem like you haven't budged on that. So sure, overall people might say 3-0, but I'm gonna leave it at two and a draw because neither of us really cared for the other's
Capitalized.
points. Yeah, and neither of us really cared for each other's points. Whereas I did get you considering all my points when it came to the first two games. But I truly, truly think that you would have to sit down and play the game again for you to appreciate that it is actually one of the greatest games of all time. Now, I'm not saying it's the greatest, but it's up there. And to me, you'd be a fool not to have that same ranking or opinion.
You're forgiven, BB. I wasn't laughing at what you were saying. I was laughing at what BB said. BB is apologizing for not taking the debate seriously. Why? I have no idea.
You should.
Alrighty. But gentlemen, we are at an hour and 40 minutes. Are there anything else? Any additional comments you guys would like to toss in, any kind of discussions or anything before we call it a night?
Well, I think, how many people are listening in right now?
We're at 4 viewers at the moment.
Okay, well, anybody who's actively watching, if you have any questions or anything, throw them out there. You know, we have a couple minutes.
And any questions, guys? Anything y'all want to ask me, Artful or Cass, before we wrap this up? Anybody? Anything? Any kind of questions. Can be anything personal, gaming related, whatever.
How did you feel tonight's episode went?
Pretty good.
I think it went good. I enjoyed it.
I didn't have too much input, but
Well, we gotta have you on the show though, and it's not the same. I think it's basically, although it is tonight's show, first and foremost, I think that the wheels don't spin if we're not all three of us aren't in here.
Definitely.
agreed.
So, you know, but I definitely enjoyed the first part of it too, and truthfully, we might be able to say 4-0 because we did have Tanek kind of changing his stance on the whole YouTuber scandal and bashing channels. So
Wolf said it was a good debate and she enjoyed it.
I like it.
BB wants to know if we are doing a Dark Souls 2 versus Dark Souls 3 debate next. BB, there's no point. Dark Souls 3 wins that. It's because of Dark Souls 2's mechanical
Terrible.
limitations alone. The fact that soul memory exists probably makes Dark Souls 2 the worst of this series. No problem, Sean. Thank you for coming through, man.
hey Wolf, while you're listening, just curious, what are some topics that you're interested in discussing? Because we have a kind of anything goes type of attitude on this podcast. I'm not sure if you've heard our previous two episodes. So just kind of curious, so that we can kind of formulate a little game plan for next week's episode. Talk about pretty much anything under the sun that you can imagine. So.
BB said we definitely got a lot of good input from the viewers this time. I agree with that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I was really happy that Wolf. I definitely, not even that she sided with me. I enjoyed that she would actively participate in the conversation. And hopefully we can get God of Death back up in another episode soon. He's a little bit younger than us, but it's funny to hear his take on things and kind of put yourself back in that age and in his shoes, and it's good to hear the different opinions.
She says as of right now she doesn't have any really.
Any ideas or whatever? But
And Soul not in the middle of a podcast, dude.
What?
Huh?
What?
Soul called me twice and said yo answer on the comment section.
Oh.
Called you?
Let's see. Sean says I'd like to see a really robust debate about the future of console gaming. Well, that's definitely a good topic
Oh,
since I can't stand.
I
Oh, go
I have a
ahead.
hell of a
Go
lot
ahead,
of
Artful.
input on that.
Yeah, he'd be.
Let me just tell you right now, Artful's gonna. You're gonna get
You,
depressed after hearing Artful's view, and you may not want to game after hearing him either.
yeah.
But yeah,
That's one
that
show
would be
that
a good one.
Artful. That will be one episode Artful will probably take the lead in. And honestly, after watching E3 this year, I have a lot of honestly negative things I would want to say.
I'm just waiting for the PlayStation 2 commercial that came out back then that showed the future of PlayStation 9.
I know,
made
right?
made gaming a real world thing, and it said, but right now is the beginning PlayStation 2. I'm just waiting for that to happen. When that happens, and I can shoot a motherfucker and I can get shot and feel it, not necessarily die or get hurt. That's gonna be a fun time. But as a whole, I kind of know the direction that this podcast will
Ain't gonna be
definitely be going
ain't gonna be
into.
fun for me.
I'm not gonna lie, because a lot of us all feel the same way about these consoles and games that are coming out for them, and what they're asking you to play and enjoy the game, or how much they're asking from you. Yeah, it's gonna be that. That's definitely, we're gonna put that up on the as our first topic, or our big one of our big topics for the next episode.
Okay.
I like it.
'Cause
Wolf
I
has
know
one.
that one. What's that?
Um, her cousin had a big thing saying that graphics make a game better, and she doesn't agree with that.
Yeah, that'd be a good one. I would
Yeah,
say not always, and I would say that a lot of times. Well, no, I would say not always.
yeah,
That for sure.
definitely.
Definitely not always.
I will just flat out say no.
The game can be pretty as hell, but if it sucks, it's not gonna matter.
Because
Yeah,
Tony
I mean,
Hawk
look at Call of
5,
Duty.
well now, Tony Hawk 5 had good graphics, probably the best graphics that the skateboard game has had, and that game was a piece of shit. Watch the previous episode for you to hear to the first episode. Watch that first episode of this podcast, and you'll definitely hear my opinion on that one.
You just shot Tanek through the heart.
No,
Well, he agreed. He hated it too after 2 days. It was
yeah. I mean, I liked it
game.
for what it was. I was happy that it was another Tony Hawk game, but it's definitely not what the game used to be.
Rest in peace to Dave Mirra. Just brought me
Yeah,
back for a second. I know it's already been like, but man, that was a good game too. And also, like we said, guys, we don't just talk gaming. So our show is anything goes. We like to have listeners ask questions. We also do Q&A episodes, which will be probably the episode after the next episode. So that'll be a good one. Q&A, always fun.
definitely.
Nothing is off limits. No holds barred. And we go in. Tell you right
Yeah.
now,
If you
you got
guys
kids,
watch
don't let
episode,
them listen to us.
if you guys watch episode 2, you'll see that we go in.
And episode 1.
Yeah.
I love it.
But yes, very good episode. I enjoyed the debate.
Me too. I think it was a lot of fun.
I got a little passionate about those YouTube fucks that I don't care about. I'm sorry tonight.
No, it's good. That's the whole point of this show. You know, you can come out and naturally do whatever the hell you want. That's why I like this. Even if you need to come on here and vent, I don't give a shit. That's why the word talk is there.
The world ain't ready for a rant session from me. And also, listeners, for those who are listening right now and maybe or may just pull this up tomorrow and replay this podcast. We love taking your questions about anything, so please feel free to put them in the comments. There's ways to contact all of us under Tanek's profile. He'll give you the information or the comments under this video.
Yep,
We
all your
like
social media is actually right on the screen.
nice. Hit me up. It doesn't matter. I don't care. I like meeting new people, and I love taking in these questions. I like to mention this all the time because it's one of our highlights. I think as live streamers. During our Blood Bros episode, we had somebody chime in and we were asking about. We were like, just ask us questions. You know, what would you do? Type questions. If you have anything you're puzzled or troubled with, and this young guy says he's about 8. I think he was like 19 or something. He said my younger sister is here in the house with her boyfriend, fucking her boyfriend or something like that. He's 18 and she's only 14. He's like, what should I do? And we told that motherfucker to go in there and kick the shit out of him. And we said you probably get arrested, but
What
fuck
up,
that.
True Star?
True star. And we never heard back from that dude. So we assumed that he went in there and killed the motherfucker, or at least beat the shit out of him. He's probably doing some time right now. And if that didn't happen, don't tell me because I'd rather assume that that's happened, so that I know
Right.
that our advice was taken to heart.
Heart to
Sean said,
heart.
we need to just have an all access blowout one day on my channel. And he
That's a
also,
totally
he also suggested this, which I think would be an interesting, interesting topic, even for what we talk about here is our takes on VR porn, what it is.
It's the future.
Oh yeah. See, I like Sean. Sean thinks like a man. Remember one of them?
No, don't apologize, dude. Anything goes on here.
Nah,
That's
man,
why I
nah.
named
Don't
it.
apologize. We have a listener who was tuning in a lot. I forget who it was, but
Red.
Red, and he said less sex, more games, and we love gaming. That's what
The
originally
fuck
started
out of
this
here.
podcast. But we're also men, and we're gonna talk about shit that men talk about. And if you don't talk about sex often, then you're probably not a man, or you don't hang out with enough men. It's that simple. We got, that's so. I thank him for the support. I hope he keeps listening. But Red, I had to throw you under the bus right there because I'll never forget that comment. Um, but no, we do like to discuss anything, and yeah, that VR porn is a good one. I've never personally experienced it, but I've definitely seen that it's on the come up.
Yeah.
Um,
Wolf says
That
she's gonna add both
gonzo.
of you guys on PSN.
cool. Add me on
Okay.
everything. My contact information is all under there. You can add me on Instagram, Twitter, Snapchat, which is what I personally use the most, at DoseKevs. It's DOSKEV. Kind of like the man around these parts. That's a good one. VR porn. So we have the future of console gaming, VR porn. The graphics. We'll do the graphics really make a game. Should start that early.
Yeah, that'll be the first one.
True Star said I'm a small white boy.
What's wrong with that?
Mm.
He's a small white boy,
I don't know.
or he's calling you a small
He's
white
calling me a small white boy.
boy. Oh, that's like the exact opposite of what this.
Pretty much. This dude just took my whole physical being and spun it backwards.
That's funny. Tanek is actually like almost 6'5", and he's black
Darkness.
with dreads. And if you're on his channel, then you should be able. That I'm not making that up. That's Tanek.
Apparently, God of Death's really excited about the whole VR porn thing.
Oh, there he is.
Oh,
Oh,
here's another one that I think me and Artful could touch on.
Okay.
All right, he said, Sean suggested, and lastly, a debate concerning what it will take to keep MMOs relevant in the future.
Okay.
I mean,
I like that one too.
I personally don't think they're dying out much, but I definitely think the older ones that have been around forever, like World of Warcraft and stuff like that, definitely could use some touches if they want to keep the position and name that they've always had since they started.
I mean, the biggest problem with MMOs is that they're limited based on the original platform they're released on. That's the biggest problem, so I don't know.
Yeah, I'd have to agree with that. But definitely, that's a good one, Sean. I like that one. We'll definitely be able to. If you guys don't know, Artful Vengeance is a big guy in the Final Fantasy 14, and as you guys see, I'm jumping more into the scene with Neverwinter. So, two, I don't want to say MMO specialists, but two MMO guys jumping on that topic, I think would be definitely a interesting thing for the next podcast.
Absolutely.
Sounds good. Hey, what was that phrase that we used to say at the end of Bloodborne or Blood Bros? I can't remember what it was, and somebody had said it, and after that we said we used to always say keep on something.
I know what you're talking about too, and I can't even
Was
think
it
of
keep
it.
on fucking? I can't remember. Well, I thought it was something like that though. Remember we were like, and always remember to keep on fucking, or some shit. I could have swore
The
it
fuck are you
happened during one
talking
of
about?
our. It happened during one of our episodes.
Yeah, it happened.
Somebody
You did it a few
commented.
times.
Yeah, somebody commented, and then they said something, and then we were like, "Oh yeah, something," and then we were like, "Remember to keep on." I could have swore it was "Remember to keep on fucking." I thought that's. I'm almost positive that's what it was.
Yo, I have no idea what the fuck y'all are talking about.
I don't
I
know
do,
how
We're
we
high.
listened to like
because it was
every.
brought up once, and I think Kev said it on there before we jumped off like two different episodes or something. We didn't do it every episode, but we did it a couple times. I remember it, but I just can't remember what the hell he said. I'm gonna have to go back and look now, because now I'm curious.
Keep on
Yeah,
fucking.
find that out, and then it might become our slogan at the end of at the end of our podcast. I
Keep
could have
on
sworn that's what it
fucking.
was.
Instead of keep on trucking.
I could have sworn he said, "Remember to keep on fucking" at the end of it, or something along those lines. I don't know. I'm serious, man. I'm serious. I'm serious.
Gotta keep on
Um,
fucking.
but just curious if there's still any listeners out. What is your guys' age range? We know God of Death, but I'm just curious about everybody else. How old everybody is. I want to get
Yeah.
a feel for the demographic of who's listening to us.
We know God of
Yeah,
Death's 8.
how old's everybody? What kind of ages are we looking at here? Let's see. I'm curious too. God of Death, I would really like you to school me on what the hell is so special about Ark. Because you are obsessed with that damn dinosaur caveman shit. Alright.
Give any ages yet?
Wolf said she's 26. True Star said he's six
Nice.
and 3/4, which is bullshit.
What?
He's
We're not asking how big your dick is, man. We're asking how old you are.
God of Death said he forgot his age. Of course he will in the middle of this thing.
We know how old you are, God of Death.
Don't worry, we're not going to throw your age out in the middle of the podcast. Or will we?
I did earlier.
Oh.
Yes.
Alright, True Star's 19.
Okay, okay. So we got some 20-something-year-olds, got some teens,
Alright,
got 19.
good.
Okay, cool. Good to know. Good to
Alright.
fucking know.
Good. So I can say
Oh.
fuck in front of all you without you screaming at me. Perfect. I'm happy.
Motherfucker, they shouldn't be listening to this shit if they're not old enough to hear the word fuck.
I love it.
So, I guess we're gonna end this lovely podcast right about now. We're gonna, you know, send y'all on your way.
Oh no,
And
we
hope
got
you
one
guys.
more. We got more. We
Oh,
got one more question.
uh-oh.
Sean asked how old we are.
Shit, these motherfuckers old. I'm 28.
Oh.
me, me and Artful are both 29. Cass is 28, but we were all born in the year 1987. So relatively, we're all the
Oh yeah.
same age. Just a
Nah, dog. I'm 28. I got months. So.
just a X and X amount of months apart.
Yep. And we all went to the same high school.
Yep.
That's where we all met. And me and Tanek lived right down the street from each other. Artful lived across town.
No, I'm not 30
Now
yet,
we're.
True Star.
How old is True Star? That's a 19-year-old.
Hmm.
What about Sean? Did he comment?
Sean, how old are you?
If he's still listening.
We just asked a minute ago, so I think he's still here.
And just curious, since we haven't left you yet, where's everybody from who's listening right now?
Sean's 45.
God damn! I mean, oh, that's cool. Cool. We got a good range here. I like
Good,
that.
good.
I do like that though. We got. That's actually crazy. We got 15 all the way to 45
Yeah,
just
that's
on
good.
tonight's episode.
He said he grew up on the Atari and NES, and then on to the PlayStation 1. Nice, nice, nice.
Damn, you just skipped like the fucking Super Nintendo.
Chill.
Damn, that was one of the best. I did fuck with NES though. I did have that. Never played Atari myself personally, but the beast at Duck Hunt.
Alright, Wolf said she's from Maryland.
Nice. Yeah, we're in Delaware.
Mm. Yeah, I did. I think I did tell her that when I first started Guild Chat up that she was really close to me.
Hopefully it's not like far Maryland. We can all go out for drinks. It's like I'm the only alcoholic in the group.
Oh.
Sean said between the ages of 15 and 24 he didn't really game. I guess that's why he missed the Super
Okay.
Nintendo era.
I kind of strayed away from gaming, but I always had a system. Cool though.
God of Death saw that Wolf's born in Maryland and got hype.
Oh my god.
Big GG smiley face over here.
Oh my god.
You're too young for her, bro.
She said she's right on the border of DC.
Oh fuck. Kind of far. You're not super far, but you're kind of far. I'll meet you in Annapolis. How about that? That's a good center. No, it's not even a good center. It's still closer. That's still closer for you. Let's move to Elkton.
Yo.
I'm just giving you shit, God of Death. Relax.
Nobody else said where they were from?
Mm-mm.
It's all good. Hopefully none of you motherfuckers are from Delaware, because I fucking hate you if you are.
Oh.
Just kidding. We love our listeners. You guys are what keeps us going. Just to let you know that right now.
Definitely. All my subscribers, viewers, and everything, I am more than grateful for you guys every day.
And I say this every podcast. Be on the lookout. I may start using my channel one of these days.
Better.
Probably won't, but
He will,
all
because
the
I'm
best
going to
for
make him
him.
eventually. Or try to.
Yep, he's gonna make me by telling me things like Frogger is just better.
Fucking
Is
frog.
what
Yeah.
he did.
Sending weak debates his way.
I love it.
Alright.
Well, I think this is a good ending point. Well, until next time point, not an ending point. We
Yeah.
hope that this podcast goes on for some time. Hey, and if you're a big corporate motherfucker listening to this shit and you got one laugh out of it, man, fucking sign us to a fucking deal, man. I'm trying to make some money on the side, you bitch. So, just hopefully, you guys are enjoying this. You know, we try to mix it up, real game heavy today, and we try to mix the stuff up and just have fun with it. So we thank you guys for tuning in with us. Tanek is going to let you know where you can all reach us, and thank you. Remember to keep on fucking, and if that's not the phrase, we'll find out, and we'll start using the real phrase next week.
Alright, guys. But if you guys enjoyed the podcast, enjoyed the show, love it and all that stuff, you guys know what to do. Make sure you give it a big thumbs up. Leave some comments down below if you have any more questions, things that you would like to see in the next show, any type of requests for topics, any of that cool stuff. I'll have links to all of Artful and Cass's social media down in the description. You guys can also see the links to all their social media up here on the screen as well. But I definitely want to thank you guys all so much for watching. It's your boy Snack127, Artful Vengeance, and Dose Kevs.
Hello.
Also, if you know or you have a connection to some VR porn gadgets that we can all test out, let us know so we can try them out before we discuss it on our next podcast.
Yep. I would definitely like to beat my cock to some VR stuff before we do the next podcast. But anyway, guys, I want to thank you all so much for watching. It's your boy Snack127, Artful Vengeance, Dose Kevs, aka Cass1187, and we are out of here. Peace out, guys.
See ya.
Alright, good night.
About to be.